The UBF podcast, we cover everything A-League, previewing the finals and reviewing the final round of the season. From the Wanderers' triumph to Auckland's defeat, we cover everything there.
Absolutely, and we also look forward to the second leg of the Champions League. That's coming up this week, and obviously, my great team in the Premier League will cover the Premier League action. Cole Palmer's back. Is he back? I don't know, but we'll see what happens. Enjoy the episode.
Hello and welcome back to the UBF podcast. I'm Abs.
And I'm Thomas Abdul. Have you know what I want to know, Abs? I want to put money and invest into a sleeping company. I reckon if we could invent something where basically we don't physically rest, but we mentally rest. You know, is there like something for that?
Yes, but I don't think it's legal.
And on that note, Abdul, how was your weekend?
Great. I'll be honest. Yeah, sleep would be nice. Saturday, Thomas, you were out at a wedding dancing.
I was dancing.
Yes, you were dancing over there, and it's Croatian music, I believe. Or was
There
it?
was some English songs, Abdul. And Abdul, you'll get the reference. Do you know the song Gimme, Gimme, Gimme a Man After Midnight?
Yeah, by ABBA.
And all I could think of was
Don't say it,
Gimme, Gimme, Gimme a G.
mate. Well, you would.
I shit you not.
Listen.
I'm there on the dance floor and I look next to me.
Was there a ginger next to you?
It was my lovely girlfriend. and I turn around to her and I go, Gimme, gimme, gimme a gin. She looks at me. And then,
Ginger from Sydney. Her name's Bleep. And she's Thomas's girlfriend. Yeah. Anyway.
that's incredible.
Well, while you were dancing at a wedding, I had a pretty busy Sunday. I dragged around our producer, John Franco. Actually, no, John Franco dragged me around the whole day. Thanks for your driving skills,
Did he
mate.
drag or did he drive?
Took a few wrong turns, but we'll discuss that later.
Tolls or no tolls?
No, he took some tolls. Whether it was Waze or
What are you a Waze or a Google Maps
bro,
fan?
Google Maps all the
No, I'm
day.
a Google Maps as well. Apple Maps, fun, bit of a sidetrack. I was doing a coaching clinic for West Sydney Wanderers, my great club, who are in the finals, by the way. Some clubs can relate. Anyway, so that was good. Anyway, so this is about a year ago, and I'm at Horsley Farm, Horsley Park Farm. So you know Coca-Cola, the Chilean club.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'm there, and I type in the address. I shit you not, I am driving through farmland, whatever, and I take a turn as Apple Maps said, and I ended up across the river from the park in a horse stable. So I promise you, I'm jumping through apple trees, and then there's a gate, and then I'm looking at my field, but I'm not in the field.
Okay. Next time you use it, go to report a problem.
I did.
And report your problem. And I'm sure whoever runs Apple nowadays, I was going to say Steve Jobs, but I don't think it's him.
I don't think it's
Yeah, whoever ends up running Apple will contact you. But can I finally tell you what I done on Saturday?
Sure.
Had a long ass day.
I'm well aware, but the viewers need to be made aware, so carry on.
We started. Thank you to El Jannah for inviting UBF out to
Yep.
the opening of the Marsden Park El Jannah store. If you guys don't know what El Jannah is, it is the premier charcoal chicken place in Sydney.
Best garlic sauce in Sydney.
It's called Toom.
I'm just saying for the non.
Toom. Say Toom.
Toom.
Toom. That's it. It's like Tom, but with a U in the middle.
Tom's
Toom.
better.
Yep. Amazing reception over there. DJ was great. We did some content while we were down there as well.
They're lovely, by the way, yeah.
They're lovely people. Not going to say much. Potentially some content coming out, some things in the works with EJ. So
Imagine Thomas doing a food review.
Imagine like live charcoal chicken while we're eating.
Imagine me, I'm doing it. Look at me. Wow.
Yeah, but you can't go to EJ's and not have the garlic sauce.
EJ's getting in contact.
I'm sorry. Should we expose you for your sauce habits?
Sure.
Do you want to?
Yeah, sure.
Thomas will go to McDonald's and order a McChicken with no sauce, no cheese.
Haram.
It's like ordering a chicken and cheese with no cheese, no
Do you know my
sauce.
favourite one? I went to an Asian restaurant. Went to get Thai Abdul. And I promise you, you know the black pot where they've just got the boiled rice in there.
And after that, I went, no, please don't say it.
I basically had to make them charge me for a fried rice, but I got steamed jasmine rice in the black pot.
Man, I'm gonna lose subscribers because of that. Why?
There's nothing better on a Sunday night than just grabbing in and digging that flaming, steaming, white fluffiness of a jasmine rice.
No taste.
It does. You can taste the starch.
In all serious, no.
A bit of Worcestershire sauce.
Hold on.
Put a bit of Worcestershire sauce
You've got some, hold
and a
on.
bit of butter.
Tell me what seasonings?
There's no seasoning, just the Worcestershire sauce.
Okay, get the fuck out of my studio. Get the fuck out of my studio.
God bless you.
How was your Saturday? After tasting the wonderful taste buds of Oshana.
It was amazing. They sorted us out some food, some chicken tenders, chicken pieces, chips, gravy, a chicken roll.
Abdul, mate, you must have been in heaven.
Well, I was in heaven. Well, it does mean the heavens, actually, El Jannah. El Jannah in Arabic means the heavens.
Thank you to our non-Arabic viewers.
Anyway, finished that, back onto the football, went down to the Central Coast. And then we watched the Melbourne City take on Central Coast Mariners. 2-2 draw. We'll get onto the actual results in a second. Taylor Ray, unfortunately, a Mumbu. She might be back next week. May not be. We'll find out. It was great. Brooke Nunn scored 2 goals.
Number 21, Abs.
Mate, they get to defeat Central Coast this year. So, they're doing a fantastic job. M. Husband's a legend. Shout out to Will and Matt as well up there.
Great team there. And obviously,
They've been amazing this season.
they have. Thanks for saying that as well, everyone. The Jets as well and Mariners. And then obviously, to my great club, Abdul.
Yeah, went down to Campbelltown Sports Stadium. So, I went from Bankstown
To Marsden Park.
to Marsden Park, from Marsden Park to Gosford, and from Gosford back to Campbelltown. And
And you slept in the stadium or did you go back home?
No, I went back home. Actually, back to Marsden Park where my car was parked. No, it was good, man. The atmosphere was amazing. Credit to the Wanderers fans. Credit to the RBB who turned up 3 bays, I think, pretty much. And then all the Wanderers fans in the second half basically moved across next to them.
Abdul, 9,000 people, the highest ever at a Campbelltown sports ground.
Credit to them.
How many Cowboys were there?
How many what?
Cowboys.
Oh, plenty. Don't get me wrong. They turned up as well. But, I wrote this in one of the articles today. I'll tell you that. The Wanderers can turn away games into home games and home games into cauldrons. And
I think Peter Drew would be in touch with that. I'm getting a bit emotional there.
wow, like
After the Wanderers fan.
credit where credit's due. But let's kick it off. On Friday, MacArthur pretty much played twice this year. No, that was last
No,
week.
that was last week.
On Friday, we had Brisbane Royal Central Coast Mariners. Mark Jackson ended his season on a loss.
I'll be honest, I think he's gone.
Yeah, but you can't. I can't blame him for that.
Yeah, but he's not happy. He's not happy. After going double back to back.
Tom,
Australia is the only country where the treble winners get no funding and then they're back there. I don't get it. It just doesn't make
yeah,
sense.
but they lost a lot of players. Like, I'll be honest with you. Look at the stats here. 54% possession, 26 shots on goal.
It's Brisbane fucking rule. It's Brisbane
Yeah,
fucking
Brisbane
rule.
created more big chances.
Correct, but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but you look at their lineup, dude. Aside from Mikel Docker and Caltech.
Caltech.
Okay. Where else are we going?
But last year, they didn't even have that.
No, but
They had Dan Hall. What, who else?
but they lost the core group.
Vukovic and Dan Hall are massive losses.
Yeah.
But does that turn treble winners down to 8th or 9th? I don't think so. I'll be honest, I don't think so.
Yeah, but who else was really like
It was them two. Dan Hall and Danny Vukovic.
outside of the Mariners?
Yeah.
Aside from maybe Wellington were all right. They weren't like lighting the world up on fire. There wasn't as much competition as this year. Like, how many points? Like, just talk to me a bit about the game, and I want to pull up something. I want to see.
Listen, back on to Brisbane because you raised a good point. I think Brisbane are one of those clubs that will slowly become like a Perth or like a Mariners, like a Jets. They've got this young generation, young blood, and because they're the only team in Queensland, you got all this young talent coming towards them, and there's a couple of boys there that are killing it. The name escapes me, but they've got something there that they can build on. But I fear for that club in general because obviously their whole off-the-field antics, et cetera, the ownership stories, I think if they're not careful, they've got to get out of there. I'll be honest. I think they've got to move to like a Perry Park or something, and they've got to play their games out there because there's just a plethora of issues that are preventing them from getting back to their glory days.
Yeah. So Central Coast finished on 26 points this year.
Fuck.
Okay, 5 wins, 11 draws, 10 losses.
5 wins up.
Last year, they finished on 17 wins, 4 draws, 6 losses. Now, if I look at...
So you're telling me 12 wins are due to Danny Vukovic and Den Hall. Fuck off. No way.
Okay.
Jacob Farrell as well. No.
Last season, Western United finished on 26 points. They had 7 wins, 5 draws, 15 losses. Now, it goes to show you, and they finished second last, which is 11th. Has the competition gotten worse or better this year? Because
Better, definitely.
Better. Okay. So you've got teams like Jets who will take points off you, batter them 6-0.
Yep.
MacArthur, who early season would have taken a shit ton of points off you, back when the boys were all there. German was there, Jedru was there, Piol was there.
Yeah, that's fine.
Sydney FC, on their day, could have taken points off you. Then look at Adelaide, who were pumping everyone at the start of the season. Victory, Western United, Western Sydney Wanderers, Melbourne City, Auckland. You're not beating those teams if you're not even in half decent form.
Yep.
How do you expect him to improve losing those 4 players or at least maintaining a top 6 level? Let's be honest with ourselves. Bro's not, what is he? 12 points off a top 6 spot. That's 4 wins, 4 or 5 wins. You keep one of those boys that's left. You're telling me he's not improving?
Do you think he's done enough to keep your
I think he's not the problem. Dude, he's in the issue.
I don't think he's issue. I don't think he's happy as a result. I don't think.
Yeah, because when I'm not giving you the resources, or B, I don't have time to rebuild.
Correct.
Rome wasn't built overnight.
I agree with that.
Like this, the Mariners need to give Mark Jackson 5-6 years to rebuild this thing. Respectfully, it's not going to happen next year.
How the fuck do you lose like that?
Because again,
Back to back and then triple winners.
form is temporary, class is
But
permanent.
they've done over 2 seasons of them.
I know, but at the same,
70-odd games.
yeah, but you look at teams like Victory in Sydney.
But they're the outliers. They're the different level of class. Mariners never been that, Abs.
Okay, so you think he leaves next season?
I think he goes. He's not happy.
Okay, who do you bring in?
That's not my job.
But
They're in trouble.
outside of Mark Jackson, because I think he's one of the very few. I'd take Mark Jackson at Sydney
Okay, it's your call.
because I'm a big believer in managers that can build a project. He's a manager that can build a
You
project.
don't think Wolfie is? We'll come to Wolfie.
No comment. I don't want to comment too much on that. Not on Sydney FC. But on to the next game. Let's get on to this next game.
I just think we should jump straight to Sydney FC game.
No.
not there yet. Okay.
On to the next game, mate.
I think it is actually Sydney FC, isn't it?
No, it
I don't think it is.
It wasn't.
You're trying to...
Yes, it was. Melbourne City 5, Sydney 1. Give me 1 minute. We have been nowhere near good enough this season.
You've read the chairman's post today on Instagram. Carry on.
I think both men's and women's.
Oh, that's the chairman's post today, yep. That's the chairman's post, word for word so far. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Carry on.
I think at the end of the day, when it comes to Sydney this season, we have expectations.
That's still the chairman's. That is the chairman's post.
I'm not
I
reading
shit you
the
not word
chairman.
for word.
Okay, let me have
Okay.
without telling me it's chairman's post.
But it is. I just want you to have that.
As a Sydney fan, I think we have been nowhere near the level expected of us this season. With the team that we have, especially on the men's side, even on the women's side, we've been disappointing. We saw glimpses of things that we thought could work. You know, when you have one of the best youngsters in the league, like Adrian Segacic, Douglas Costa, Joel Ollie, Patrick Klimala, Wahim, Senna, Caceres, that's enough to get you top 4, with all due respect. But I also can't blame Wolfie. I just think that if I give you all the tools and you know the teammates that you got, I think there's a lot more responsibility this season on the players than Wolfie. Because we've done more than enough. Dude, we have chances. We just don't put them away. Why can we turn up against Sydney when we're down 3-1 in a derby, but go down to Melbourne City, who respectfully don't look as good as you guys, even when they've played you, and struggle there? Why do we struggle against Newcastle? Why are we struggling against team Brisbane? We lost to Brisbane this year. Asian Champions League. We played a team where they weren't there to play football. They were there to lie on the ground the whole time. Brother, they scored 2 bangers the game before from distance, did nothing else. Yet we're knocked out of the ACL too. Ulf is not the problem. And maybe I'm a bit biased with that. I've read enough comments on Instagram. I've scrolled through the Ufuk Tele has to leave. We can't sign him for 2 more years. Whether he's signed or not, I don't know. But he leaves tomorrow. We're in even more of a shithole.
Can I get a go?
Huh?
Can I get a go?
Not just yet. In terms of who we have and the youngsters that we have in the club, I hope they don't leave. I hope Sega doesn't leave. I hope players like Kucharski don't leave because Kucharski's a great striker. Great striker. I think he starts, for example, you put him in that Wanderers team, he probably starts. JK. No, he does.
Fuck off. No chance for
He
him.
does. Next to Murillo.
So that's for now.
Or you could play
Oh,
Sapsford.
fuck off. Have a day off.
No, hold on.
Have a day off.
You got Milo, Kucharski, Sapsford, Murillo. Call it a day.
Grave just fucks off casually.
Those twins at the front, beautiful. Anyway, back to my point. We've got a lot of youngsters in this team. I don't think losing Hayden Matthews helped, but at the same time, we replaced him. We brought in Grant. What more could we do? I don't understand what more we could do because on paper, outside of Melbourne victory, we've got the best fucking team.
Fortunately, Abdul, paper doesn't cut it. And you've got to convert it into points. And this is one of the first years where you haven't. Fortunate is, I think you are going to lose a lot of players. I don't think Costa will stay. Sega's rumoured on the way out. And we don't speak about you guys for another 6 months. That's it. You guys are out, unfortunate. Simple as that. On to Melbourne City.
Hold on.
Abdul, it's done.
I don't think that it's not a Central Coast Mariners situation. I think if Costa leaves and Sega leaves, I still think we'll be fine.
Not Sega.
What is it?
Not Sega.
Look, you got Lolly. Lolly goes back. Bro, Lolly's been playing left wing back for the last God knows how long. Like, I don't understand how you expect to have a Lolly, Costa, and pretty much Segacic all on one side. It didn't work. And like, I've been very silent on the whole Tele issue the whole season. Again, I don't think he's most of the problem. I think his tactical intuition. When he went to a 4-4-2, it looked great. It actually looked good.
Copying Mr. Alan Stacic, one of the best coaches.
Nah, Stats plays a 4-2-2, bro. There's no way fucking... Nah. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Abdul, on to Melbourne City. They've secured their place in Asia. Obviously coming second, Abdul.
Yeah.
Get a week off as well. Where do you think their chances will lie in the final series?
They'll be knocked out by the Wanderers. Yes, I think Wanderers will beat Victory and beat Melbourne City. I think it's an Auckland Wanderers grand final. Yep.
You've come a long way, Abdul.
No.
Anyway.
I'll be honest with you. I think the only team in that top 6 that can beat you is Auckland.
Okay.
Because they're the one team that have been, let's just say, even that game we drew 1-1.
Yep.
They weren't at their best.
Okay.
You guys were great.
Thank you.
I think you'll make the final. And God help, bro, this, like, it'll pop off. You make that final, you're going to get a big crowd.
I'll be honest.
But I think you've got every team's number except that one. That's me being frankly honest.
Okay, I appreciate that. Anyway,
Yeah.
on to the next game.
Yeah.
Western United versus Auckland. And those, my good friend will bleep this out, little pricks in Tari decided to spoil the party and allow Wanderers to verse Adelaide. That would have been a great spectacle to see Dylan back at the club. Salam. But they beat Auckland, was it 3-1?
4-2.
4-2, my apologies. 4-2.
Voltage. Mate, they were up, I think, 3-0 at one stage.
They were up, and then Auckland came back.
And then 3-1, and then Randall scored in the 95th minute, and then freaking Lavelle scored in the 96th minute.
So Western finished third, Wanderers finished fourth. Credit to Western, they've been good this year. I would have liked to verse Adelaide, personally. But on that game, I think Auckland, like I told you, I think Auckland took the foot off the gas, and rightfully so. Abs, they got no pressure. They go back to the capital of the NZ and regroup, relax. And I see I don't see a world where they don't make the final.
Look,
I don't see a world.
No, even that game, I'm looking at it now, they had more shots than Western United.
Correct.
That's big chances. Western United obviously had more to play for. Fair play. You called it last week. I'll give you credit for that. But even then, like, look, I don't mind them as a club, but you can't be playing. How are you playing Auckland in the last round and only dragging 3,000 people to a game?
I say less.
How?
I don't speak.
Like, honest to
I don't
God.
speak.
Like, I don't know. Look, Wesley, congrats. I don't think Aloisi will be there next season, though.
Promotion or downgrade?
Listen, I've heard rumors that Joe Montemuro, whatever his name is,
Montemuro, yeah.
the ex Arsenal women's boss, is going to take over the Matildas.
Yeah.
I'd much rather see Aloisi in there. I think Aloisi knows what it's like to be on that stage.
Okay.
I think that putting someone in there that's been there at the biggest stage of this country, he knows, not saying he's a Matilda, as a Socceroo, he's been there at the biggest stage. He's been there and
He's
seen.
a better coach, though.
He's been the 2023 Matildas in 2006. He was that guy. He was Sam Kerr.
Yeah.
Like, at the end of the day, if he takes that role, for me, I think that's what they need. They need someone who knows credit. I love Tom Samani. We love Tom Samani. But he said it himself on our show. He said it to the media. He did not want that job. That brother wanted to retire. He wanted to sip his tea at home,
With the wife.
on the balcony with the wife, kicking back, heading down to Wanderers Football Park every now and then, do whatever he needs to do. But I think Aloisi in that role, even the way he plays, he's a transitional king.
Yeah.
Like, he slays in that. No,
Maria.
he's
Maria.
he's an absolute.
I'm working.
He's an absolute, transitional coach. Like, I love it. It's end to end. But you hate it when he's playing your team because we both play. We're supporters of teams that when they want to hold the ball, they hold the ball. And then you got Noah Botic on the freaking run and Ibusuki
Okay.
just whacking you on the counter attack. Credit where credit's due. If they go with Joe, fair play. If they go with John Aloisi, I think they're better for it because let's be honest with ourselves. That guy didn't do too well at Arsenal. By the end of it, people wanted him out.
Yep.
Not as bad as Jonas Eidevall, but
Now he's at
what it
Lyon,
is.
and obviously Alessia Russo and Karen Ford and the girls got over Lyon, and they're into the final against Barcelona. We don't even need a prediction for that. We want the result.
on to the next game.
Ooh, see what just moved on from there. I'll do.
Wanderers 3, MacArthur 1.
Sorry, one more time. Just one. Sorry, I didn't quite hear that. Sorry.
Wanderers 3, MacArthur 1. Hey, first and foremost, credit to Marcus Sanderson.
That's the first credit we decided to give.
Yeah, massive shout out to my boy Marcus. We've been day ones with the brother.
Some of us.
Yeah, I've been supporting him since day one.
JK will be proud.
JK, and JK opened my eyes as well. Like
Oh,
to my no, but seriously, he's coming off the bench and he's scoring.
I don't say anything.
Maybe the whole solution the whole time was let's use him as a super sub.
Yeah, but the problem is you don't sign someone for that wage.
Yeah,
bring
but
him
that's
up.
besides the point. Besides the point, he's still scoring goals, isn't he?
Okay.
Is he not?
He is.
He came on and he just closed that game off.
Yep.
Another shout out, Panther.
Panther's a great guy.
I was watching back the highlights from victory versus Wanderers,
Yep.
the 4-2. I think that game was the crowning moment. Like that's
I think that was our season definer.
you reckon? So that 4-2, that Melbourne victory game, we'll use this as a little lead into eventually the preview. Do you reckon that 4-2 was the game that kick-started the Wanderers season?
Yes.
It stood up because I think Panther stood up that game.
Yep.
Fucking up-stepped Nicholas Milanovic. Bonatic was big. Gersbach came on, absolutely killed it. Gabriel Kleur, like there was so much that happened that game. Even Barella scored and done a freaking the backflip that day too.
Yep.
I think that was the game that made everyone believe because I was watching back the whole and they played at Combank. Stadium wasn't that full,
No, I'll do, but again, it's 40.
and
Sorry, my apologies.
and we've been at the last 3 or 4 Wanderers games, I believe.
Yep.
Each game, you're just seeing the crowd grow and grow and grow.
What's the numbers you reckon on Saturday?
20.
20 people?
20,000. Your last game was victory. You got about 13, I think.
We always turn up against victory.
But you know what I want to say, and this is maybe I need a message just about this tomorrow. I want to see if Evangeline in one half with the violin, let her finish, and then I don't know what the Wanderers need to bring in, but bring in something to counter that.
Jordan 4 or Jordan 1.
No. I don't know. Like
Bring them, head them down.
maybe like a
1-4 version.
No, like a guitarist.
I don't play soccer bar shit in school.
No. Like what's the song you guys play? Like
Thunderstruck.
even if it's a rock, something like that, just kind of like get it going. And then, you know how Mikel brought in North London Forever? Then that starts. I don't know. Like, how cool of a spectacle would that be? If it's like,
You would think you're a Wanderers fan, Salam.
No, I'm not. But I'm a fan of football. I'm excited to see a rivalry like that.
Anyway,
If it's not,
careful your words here.
I don't know who I want to win. I'd like Adelaide. If Adelaide win it, it'd be nice. Dylan, mate, shout out. We need to talk. We haven't seen Dylan.
We're gonna get that later now.
I want Adelaide to win. I also want Corica to win. But I don't. Auckland's like, I like Corica, I don't like Auckland. Western United annoy me too much. I can't say I want the Wanderers to win. City, I've been shitting on all season. I can't pick them. And Victory, I'd get crucified for. So, let's go Adelaide.
Abdul,
Yeah,
quickly to my club.
sure.
Just give me 30 seconds. I'll be honest. We're on a wave. We're on a wave. I don't think the wave stops. I think we rode that wave all the way into the final.
So you're on a tsunami.
Yeah,
Is what you're telling me.
It's not going to crash a curb, Combank.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. Not a spokesperson for the club. This is feeling like season 1 days. Okay. Never seen my father this excited, never. And you know my father. We've moved around plans to be there on Saturday. A lot of Wanderers fans have, and me and the boys couple in group chats. My family's group. It's just feeling season 1, season 2. Please do not let this wave stop, please, because you do this one. Watch match day 1 next season. Watch.
And you know what happened in season 1, guys? They didn't win it.
Get in the finals, then talk. Anyway,
Win
so
it and then talk.
We will.
When?
We will.
When?
This fucking season.
When?
Yeah. You want to do a bet?
Sure.
Just waiting for my Atletico Madrid jersey.
Sure.
Just waiting for my Atletico Madrid jersey, by the way.
I'll get it. And when Nick Pagana comes back from holiday.
Nick, don't come back.
You want to make a bet?
Sure.
You actually want to make a bet?
What's the?
You actually want to make a
I
bet?
need to know the forfeit.
No. You want to make a bet? Are you that confident you're going to win it?
No, what's the forfeit?
No. Are you that confident you're going to win it?
Fuck it, we're going to win it.
100%.
Yep.
You're about to take this forfeit no matter what it is.
Yeah.
You guys don't win it, you're putting on a Sydney jersey for an episode.
No, I can't do that.
Nah, you have to. You
Sorry,
said you
sorry,
agreed. You agreed. That's it.
I'll be
No.
crucified.
You put on a Sydney jersey. We'll make sure people know it's for a forfeit. But if the Wanderers don't win the league,
And what's your fucking forfeit?
whatever.
Isn't it? What? Wonder jersey for the episode.
Huh?
Wonder jersey for the episode.
I'll go one next step further. I'll wear a Tottenham jersey.
Nah, fuck off.
Brother, I don't care. My hatred for the Wanderers isn't that bad.
No, I can't do Sydney jersey.
You know
I'll
how
do
much-
Melbourne Victory. I can't do Sydney.
Brother.
So I love you. I can't do Sydney.
Nah. Sydney
I
FC.
can't do Sydney.
Sydney FC.
I'll do the winning team's jersey.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Can't do FC.
No.
Can't do FC.
Listen, I'm happy to wear a Tottenham jersey. I'm that confident that Auckland are going to take it out this year. I'll wear a Tottenham jersey if the Wanderers win it.
I can't do Sydney.
I can't do Tottenham, but I'm willing to do it.
It's come.
Dude, you've said no. You know, I've got no problem wearing a Wanderers jersey.
So how weird is that, people? How weird is that?
Because my hatred for them isn't as deep as it is for
my
Tottenham.
hatred for FC is different.
And it's the same thing
but
for
I
Tottenham. Brother, I refuse to buy I love Harry Kane, but I refuse to buy a Harry Kane jersey.
I love Adrian Segacic. But when he joins the Wanderers, that's the first
Correct.
brother.
The minute he left and joined Bayern Munich, what did I do? I went and bought a Bayern jersey with Harry Kane on the back. My hatred for Tottenham is just as bad as your hatred for
Fuck it, Abdul, fine.
Shake on it, mate.
Sure. Oh, there's a bit of static in the footage. Sorry, there's a bit of static in the footage.
Oh, mate. That's a deal. It's on camera. Producer, you heard that, yeah? There we go. All right, on to the next game. Also, Marin Jakolic. Wow, what a player.
What a man.
I did.
I did, Marin.
I'm Marin.
Do you reckon Marin's supporting the Wanderers in the finals?
Probably not.
Anyway.
Not after what they've done, but hey, he's had a top season. Top
He'll
goal.
go.
22 goals and assists, I think, at the end of the year. 4 clear of second place.
No, brother's different level.
Top player. Also, shout out Malachi came down with us as well. You're gonna see some content real soon.
Excited for that.
Came down with us. He picked his team. So, long story short, it's gonna come out soon. We've done I called it My Team Rules,
My club rules.
My Club Rules. Our own little spin on
MCR.
Yeah, MTR, whatever we called it. Long story short, he's been to Sydney, Macarthur, and Wanderers. He's made his decision. That series will come out very soon.
Dun, dun, dun. It's coming out.
He's picked his team on the weekend. I was very surprised, I'll tell you that. But yeah,
I wasn't surprised.
Look,
yeah, there was a certain club that treated him with.
I'm going to run over these next two games because respectfully, meh. Perth beat Wellington 2-0. It is what it is.
Fuck.
Congratulations to Perth. What's his name? The coach. The coach at Perth. Croatian guy.
David Zulic.
David Zulic. Zulic? Is it Zulic? David Allen Zdrilic.
David Allen.
David Allen Zdrilic.
What a middle name. Imagine being born with Allen in the middle name.
Mate, imagine having a name of Giancarlo Italiano.
Carry on.
Yeah, ended 2-0 to Perth. Adam Taggart, brother, you need to leave.
Anyway, no victory.
And then Melbourne victory when I think drew 1-1, I believe, to Newcastle. Clayton Taylor, bro.
Yeah, that was a mistake. Fuck.
He has Sydney FC written all over him, bro. Oh, bro, you're telling me if Sega leaves, he doesn't come to Sydney?
Eli Adams. If Eli, listen to me. You ever go to that club?
I
can't support you.
I will be there week in, week out, just doing Eli Adams content.
Anyway,
No. Eli, even though we know the word, he's genuinely he's my favorite style of footballer.
because
That lanky.
it's a Clavers region.
Yeah, pretty much. I'll be honest with you. I love that Kai, but he's more mobile than Kai.
Adams is better. Anyway,
Don't talk about Kai like that. Anyway, listen, the minute he ran past me in Newcastle, I went,
what a man. Speaking of that, brother, we'll get there soon. Abdul, I want to take you through a bracket. All right, you just give me your scenarios. As the person that doesn't have a bias, he does. But as the person that doesn't have a bias because your club's out, let's have a chat, Abdul.
yeah,
Western United versus Adelaide. Western at home. Who wins?
Western United.
Adelaide go out first.
Yeah.
Okay. Wanderers versus Victory. Who wins?
Wanderers.
Okay. So that means that Auckland will versus the Wanderers. First versus fourth.
No, Auckland will play.
No, Auckland versus the lowest. Second versus
No,
lowest.
they brought the. Is that?
Yeah. So Auckland versus the Wanderers.
Yeah.
And City versus Western. 2 legs.
Are you sure?
I'm double checking. I'm 95% sure.
I swear that unless
it's
the A League's got it wrong.
No. So it's first versus. So it's the highest placed. Yeah. Trust me.
No, look at this.
Show me.
Yeah.
That's not done.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. We'll go your way.
Lowest limit.
I don't think it is. I think they've drawn that wrong.
Highest elimination final winner.
They've drawn that wrong. There's no way. Because it's weird.
Unless.
For argument's sake,
No. So for example, if Adelaide beat
Western.
They play Auckland.
Correct, because they lost.
If Western United beat Adelaide, they play Melbourne City.
Yes.
That is so dumb. Yeah.
So as we were saying, Adelaide won.
Yeah.
So Auckland will verse Wanderers
Uh-huh.
and City will verse Western.
Yeah.
Auckland versus Wanderers.
Auckland.
Auckland in the final. Western versus City.
Western.
Auckland Western final.
Auckland.
Even though Western just won. Okay. That's my bracket.
Auckland and Auckland.
No worries. Auckland and Auckland. Okay. Would you like to ask mine or you know I'm going?
Wanderers victory.
Wanderers?
Yeah. Western United Adelaide.
Adelaide. They're going to fucking wake up. They have to.
You reckon?
They have to.
Carl Viet freaking.
Caveat Masterclass.
Carl Viet Masterclass.
Eric Kunda's coming back. You haven't heard?
All right. Who else do we have?
Story.
He's on loan for 4 games.
Carry
I'm
on,
sure.
Salam.
So that means that Auckland play Adelaide,
Yep. Auckland win that.
and then Wanderers play City.
Wanderers win that.
Auckland City.
Auckland Wanderers.
Auckland Wanderers, sorry.
Wanderers win. Can't worry, Sydney FC. Okay. Anyway, Abdul. That's our A-League wrap. Very excited for the next week.
Let's do a bit of a preview, though. What are your thoughts ahead of the Wanderers Melbourne victory game?
This is probably for me only. I think both teams are in a good position. I think both teams have had an interesting season. I think the Wanderers, the way they started, had no hopes of top 4, no hopes of top 6 even. And I think we've finished the season off better than Victory have, where Victory started really, really well with, obviously we don't know what happened with Kisnor, but that feels like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Victory's talent on paper, can't deny. There are certain players and brothers that they have in that squad's different level. Azani, Piscopo, Marchash. We saw what Marchash did to MacArthur. Have a day off. But I think in terms of who's going to put it on the field for Saturday, I think that's the Wanderers. Saturday, 7:35. Every single Wanderer fan has to be there. We'll be there. I think we get over the line. I do. I seriously think we do. Victory aren't going to make it easy. Please don't think I'm here saying 6-0. But I think we get over the line.
Okay, I'm going to play devil's advocate.
Of course. Victory scored first in the first 5.
Look, the game you played earlier this season, they scored 2. Yep. You brought it back.
They were winning 2-0, by the way.
Yeah, they scored 2. Piscopo and Volupele scored. Yep. And then Kraev scored 1 right before half-time.
Milo.
Barello equalised. Milo scored the 3rd. And then Antonsen scored the 4th. Do you genuinely think, and considering I think their fans are going to travel on fucking numbers as well,
they will.
Do you think that if they go a goal up or 2, I think if they go 1 or 2 up early, or if they score 1 late, like if it's 0-0 for 70 minutes and they score 1, do you genuinely think...
The longer it's 0-0, they've got a better chance.
Okay. Do you think you guys can have an early start? Because you guys haven't proved, I could be wrong, I don't think you've proved to be a team that starts early. You'll like smack 3 goals in a 20-minute period between the 40th and like the 60th. You've become that team where you'll get teams in the middle of the game.
Melbourne City, we scored 2 goals in 15 minutes at the start of the game.
Yeah, and then they clawed it back.
Correct.
Again, it goes back to what I've been saying this season. I think the Wanderers are very much that momentum team. You're not a skill team. I think Melbourne Victory could genuinely, and that game that ended 4-2 could have been 3-1. If Panther didn't clear it off the line, we don't have this discussion. That run ends up 5 games, and we're talking about potentially fighting with Sydney and Adelaide for 6.
We'll see you in Auckland. Put it that way.
But no, look, I'm playing devil's advocate here.
No problem.
I genuinely think you'll come out the winner. I think just based off of the fans. But tactically, you go on paper, they've got you.
I agree. On paper.
Like, you got to ask yourself.
The squad's a different level.
Goes back Bonitic, Panther and Klur handle Azani, Piscopo, Machach.
They've done it before.
And Volupele.
They've done it before. Can they do it a second game? Is yet to be seen.
When have they done it though? They still conceded 2 goals last time.
And we scored 4. That's how we've been known this year. We outscore our opponents.
Correct.
Highest goal scored ever in the
When
club's
does it like? And again, I'm playing devil's advocate.
Okay, no problem. You're allowed to.
What happens when it ends?
That point ends. We go back to the drawing board to rebuild.
But there's no more drawing board.
There is next season.
It ends next season.
There was no expectation for us, Aldo, to make top.
But there was also no expectation on a lot of other teams. No one expected West United to do this well. No one expected City, but I expected City to be third
You
last.
expected City, but you're just a different creature.
But even with Stadgen, when he came in and who he brought into the team, I think there was an expectation to potentially make top 6, but not an expectation to be where you are now. Although you're now in a position where, okay, we've shown what we can do, but can you maintain it?
We have to find out. You have to find out.
But that's not helping you. Like, it's that definitive. Does Kraev's been great.
Aldo, we're making the fucking final. And in my head, we're going to win it. Simple as that. Preview's over. Fuck your preview. Aldo, off to the Cherries and to the Gunners. Obviously, that ended 2-1 to Bournemouth. Repeated this year. We've got a cherry cake coming. It's just the Uber Eats on hold. Anyway.
I'll be honest with you. Like, I don't know. I slept through that game.
They did play
I stopped caring. I'll be honest. After 2 games ago, I was just like,
I think we should congratulate Liverpool.
Clap.
Well done to Liverpool.
They do this every time. Liverpool will win the league with 5 games to go and just kick back for the next 3. Listen, respectfully, congratulations. I don't really care that you've won the league.
Okay.
I just worry about, and we'll get to that, the Champions League. I honestly...
my beautiful player.
Cole Palmer scored a goal.
Cole Palmer. The brother's back. Now, Salam, just as a question. We saw the assist for the first goal. Obviously, it was a comical how it went in off Joe Gomez's. the way Cole Palmer got into that position to deliver the ball,
Yeah.
that's the brother that we've been missing
Yeah,
for
how much is he
16
paying you
games.
to-
Shut up. That's the brother we've been missing for 16 games.
Yeah.
He's done it, finally. Is this the performance where he can carry on?
Yeah. You know, if Saka went missing for 16
Okay.
games.
So the answer
No.
is-
Seriously. You just said it yourself. Great. I want him to get back into form because the league's a better league when he's playing better.
think so.
Okay. But if Saka went missing for 16 games like Cole Palmer did, his head would be on a freaking on a chopping board.
He was.
I'm sorry, but the treatment that Cole Palmer gets in terms of like, yeah, his ice cold, but he's been melted for the last 4 months.
3 months.
4 months, 16 weeks is 4 months.
I don't really care about your taxing terms.
Yeah, but the treatment that he gets compared to everyone else, and I don't want to make this about Saka, but
glad you
it's
have.
ridiculous, bro. It's absolutely ridiculous. Ethan Wanyeri has had a better season than Cole Palmer.
We'll leave it on that.
No.
Okay.
No.
Hey, listen,
No.
love ya.
No. Tom, just think about it. Ethan Wanyeri has had a better season than Cole Palmer, and you can't tell me otherwise. Producer, do you agree or disagree?
You're asking a fellow Arsenal fan.
Ethan
You're
Wanyeri
asking a
has
fellow
had a
Arsenal
better
fan.
season than Cole Palmer.
You are fucking... Correct. In the last 4 or 5 months.
Correct.
How long is the season? How long is the season? Answer my question, twat. Answer my
Correct. Cole Palmer's been around. Cole's Palmer.
That's my question.
What's
How
your
long's the
question?
season?
There's another 3 weeks.
How
to
long's
go.
the season?
There's another 3 weeks
long's
to
the
go.
season?
Well, since August. Ethan Wanyeri broke
Where's
in around.
Wanyeri?
Ethan, no, I agree. Wanyeri,
if it was that good, he would've broken out in August.
Wanyeri broke in around
I'm not
November.
hearing shit.
But
I'm
the
not hearing
four,
that
but
shit.
the 4 5
I'm not hearing
months.
that
No.
shit. Not hearing
But
that
the
shit.
4 5 months. Listen, you might not want to listen, but the people will listen. The
people don't care.
last
The people
4,
don't care about little fucking-
The 4 5 months that Ethan Wanyeri had in the Arsenal team while Saka was injured was better than the season Cole Palmer just had. And you can disagree with me, but I genuinely think, and I will say it till the day I die, Cole Palmer, great player, great moments, will give you a 10 out of 10 game. But D God, he's the most overhyped player in the Premier League and by a country mile. He's not consistent.
Lightweight Athletic Club. I like these plants in the thing. It's very nice.
No, seriously.
I'm not listening
Maybe
to
stop
shit.
pulling apart the bloke's plants.
Okay. They're real anyway.
but-
They're real.
No.
I'm not listening to shit.
No. Because you know it's true. It's
not.
No, but you know it's true. 'cause
Ethan Ranieri's had a better season than...
Correct.
You are so fucking out of your...
would you like to pull up stats?
Guess that.
Yeah.
He's got more goals. got more goals.
One's still in high school, and the other guy is all of a sudden ice cold.
He's got more goals.
Yeah.
He's got more assists.
Let's have a look.
Thanks.
Let's have a look.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Let's have a look.
Good chat.
Let's look at goals per game, Thomas.
Well, not bad goals per game.
Ethan Wanyeri didn't need to be dropped out of a squad because he needed to get out of the limelight.
Who?
Ethan Wanyeri. Remember, Cole Palmer, Maresca dropped him because,
That was his comment. There could have been a different reason why I got dropped.
you got fucking Maresca on speed dial.
Would you like me to get a call?
Give him a call.
No problem.
Give him a call.
You
Do you-
find your little fucking
Do
imaginary
you
stats.
polish his head on the sideline too?
He's got a nice head.
Yeah, Ethan.
Yeah, you find your little coding where you can go and click inspect on Google and then you can add your little code in to add his little fucking stats in.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
there's no chance.
Here we go.
So I'm not listening to stupid shit
Ethan.
where you're going to say that Ethan Wanyeri's had a better season than Cole Palmer. That just doesn't happen, Salam.
He has. There we go. 9 goals, 2 assists.
9 goals.
9 goals, 2 assists in 36 games.
36 games. Cole Palmer's had how many games?
14 goals, 9 assists, and 42. Who's had a better impact this season?
Cole Palmer. He carries the team.
Oh, my bro.
He carries the team.
Enzo Fernandez
Okay.
had a better impact post-divorce than Cole Palmer has had this year. You cannot tell me that Cole Palmer has had anywhere near the impact he had last year. What was Cole Palmer's stats last year?
I'm gonna die.
Brother, he
You
had...
realised
Palmer-
with that goal today. You realise that with that goal today, sorry, just wait. Someone's off the phone. It's quite disrespectful.
No, I'm looking at the
I'm
stats.
just
Yeah.
wait. A bit of eye contact.
Palmer
please. I'm
stats.
looking at the camera. I'm looking at you. Anyway, you realise with that goal today, he's into the top all-time goal scorers for Chelsea, top 10. You realise that?
Well, that tells me a lot about your club. For someone who's been there for 2 seasons and scored 39 goals.
That's how special he is.
Yeah.
That's how special he is.
Tom, he had 40 goal contributions in 45 games last season. He's just about half that this year
Because
because he's played 3 less games.
correct.
Yeah.
that was never expected to achieve his height last year.
But we never expected. We were screaming, he's the next freaking... He's
said
the next coming of Ronaldo Nazario at one point.
Never said that.
Ice Cold Palmer. And then he's gone now and halved his freaking goal contributions.
It's okay by me.
But Bukayo Saka
But yeah.
has been injured for 3 months.
Yeah. Yeah.
Came back and had more goals in one game. More goal contributions in a game and a half than Cole Palmer had that whole 2025.
No problem, Salam.
I'm telling you now.
You lost against the Cherries.
I don't care.
I care.
Listen,
I care.
We're in the top 4. I don't care. We're good to go.
You realise that you could drop out of the top 4 if you
I
lose
don't
against
care.
Liverpool and Newcastle.
I don't
I
care.
don't care.
I'm
Why?
not-
Why? Because we're going to get him in the
Because
Champions
we're
League.
winning the Champions
Fuck
League.
you, Salam.
Hey, who's got to... Hold on. What's more likely to happen? The Wanderers winning the whole thing this year?
fuck
Or
you.
Arsenal winning the Champions League?
Wanderers winning the whole thing.
Arsenal winning the Champions League. Listen, happy days. Genuinely, the UBF podcast could be a very happy platform in about 4 weeks' time if the Wanderers win the whole thing and Arsenal win the Champions League.
On to the Champions League.
Yeah.
You're currently 1-0 down, Salam.
Yeah.
And also, just a quick little spoiler. You got to go to Paris, Salam.
Yeah, that's fine.
So your score is?
Oh, we'll win 3-1.
And the goal comes from Sterling up front?
No, I'll tell you why.
Brandon's going to find his way.
No, I think the biggest miss we had last week was Partey being out.
Okay.
We chatted about this off camera. No, no seriousness now.
Not saying anything.
So we brought in Jorginho, and I think Partey is the biggest balancer in that midfield.
Yeah.
The way he goes across, and I forgot who it was, but I was watching a video and they broke it down fairly well. Every time we've lost a key player, and I've always said, oh, injuries this, injuries that. But when you actually break it down, whenever you lose a key player, you have to shift the way you play.
Obviously.
So, for example...
But the good teams do that.
Correct. But at the same, when you start to lose key player after key player after key player,
And the good teams do that.
yeah. But you can only strip so many layers, Tom.
Okay.
Okay. When you're having to go to, let's just say, play Paris Saint-Germain, you've got Trossard, Martinelli, and Saka up front. None of them are all tall. None of them are a bouncing board. None of them have that physical presence up front. And then behind them, you've got, yes, Odegaard should be that player between the lines, but when you've got Jorginho, it forces Rice to drop so deep. Listen, I don't want to get too tactical into it, but when you bring Partey into the equation, he allows Declan Rice to actually play in the 8, where he's been doing well, those forward runs, where he's able to kind of allow Miles Lewis-Skelly to do what he needs to do in the middle of the field as well.
Yeah.
Julian Timber comes across the side. Once you take that element out, once you take that balance in midfield, once you take that player that actually guards your front, your back four,
Yep.
it opens up a bunch of
Of course it
floodgates.
does. Listen, we'll see what happens.
But I think Mikel Merino goes up front.
Yep.
I don't like Trossard up front. I never have. I think we get them in France. I genuinely don't think, like I forgot who said it. You don't have to be the better team on the day to beat Paris. They lost to Nice or whoever it was yesterday.
Yeah.
They had like 3 shots on target
Yeah.
or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And they just like, who was it? Foz said it this morning on the Stan Sports show. They're not that good. They've got moments in them. And look, moments when you like Champions Leagues at the end of the day. But I think we go to Paris. I think we get the win 3-1. Praying to God that Barca get through.
Anyway, so
Barca will get through, actually.
that was my next question to you. Brilliant game that we saw on Thursday, Salam, at Barca. To make it 3-3, Lamine Yamal is fucking doing things that no one could do at 17 years old. Wow, what a player. Shout out to Denzel Dumfries. Denzel Dumfries, for me, is the best right back in the world.
He's the greatest Denzel since Denzel Washington. I'll tell you that. Sorry to any other Denzels.
Anyway, sorry to my friend at Western Sydney, Denzel. I don't have a friend called Western Sydney.
You don't have friends at all, Thomas?
We're acquaintances, correct. Abdul,
Yeah.
what's your what's your thoughts on Denzel Dumfries? I think for me, one of the best right backs in the world.
Yeah. I think he's been underrated for a while.
Yeah, I agree.
I think,
He's a brilliant.
yeah. I believe he was at, where was he before? PSV?
Maybe.
He was
Possibly, yeah.
Possibly. But then when he moved to Inter, he really took that next level.
Correct. And I think Conte's system suits him to a fucking T, Salam. Sorry, not Conte, my apologies. Inzaghi, what am I doing? Inzaghi's system suits him to a fucking T.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. But I think, I'll be honest, I want to go the opposite way. I think when they go to the San Siro, they're going to shut down shop. They're going to get a goal. It's going to go 1-0 Inter. And then you verse them in the final, Salam, and then you get done. And that's my Champions League review. Don't need an expert to think of that.
Arsenal Barca final.
Okay. And Arsenal win.
And you're telling me you're going Paris Saint-Germain Inter final.
No, I'm going Arsenal. I'm going Arsenal Inter final and Inter win.
You reckon?
And I'll send you a photo of Brozovic and Perisic in an Inter kit. Anyway.
So
Salam.
hold on. Would you, on that day, are you supporting your friend in Arsenal winning the Champions
I
League?
thought we were acquaintances, Abdul. Like I said.
We're friends on camera, Thomas. Yeah.
For the UBF podcast.
Anything for that.
No, I'll be honest with you. I'll be honest. I do have an Arsenal kit at home, guys. Just to let you know.
He was also wearing a Manchester United kit this morning.
It's Ronaldo.
Let's not talk about
On the back of my Arsenal kit, can you vouch for this just on camera? Who do I have on the back?
Kai Havertz.
So it's actually Emil Smith Rowe. What a player he was. The year after I bought the kit, the year he left. That's okay.
Get the gist. And you bought the kit that Ronaldo last wore before he left as well. Please buy a Jorginho kit.
No. Anyway, I hope,
Yeah.
for the sake of my friend's mental health, that Arsenal do win the Champions League. And for the sake of my ears, I hope they win. However, I'll be honest with you, I have no affiliation with Barca, no affiliation with Inter, no affiliation with PSG, and no affiliation with Arsenal. But I do want Arsenal to win it.
Look, there is funnily enough, someone said that the 4 teams left in the Champions League are like 4 teams that no one wants to win. Like, no one likes PSG because of the whole oil money thing. Inter's just Inter. Barca, majority of online people hate Barca anyway because of
And Arsenal are the best fans in the world.
And Arsenal are hated by literally everyone. So this is the hate watch Champions
Up the
League
Gunners.
century.
Question, Salam, the UBF. I just got word that the UBF fans want to do a live stream for the Champions League final.
Hey, look, okay, if we actually make the Champions League final,
we doing it?
we'll link it up. We'll get all the boys together. I'm sure we'll get Sui and all them boys, bro. Yeah, we'll sort it out. No, I agree. If Arsenal make the Champions League final, we will live stream.
We'll do a live stream.
We'll go to Federation Square. John Franco, bring your cameras. We're going to Fed Square. Yeah. Yeah, watching the Champions League
Fucking
final.
go to London at that point, Salam.
Can you imagine the scenes where like you just put it out there on Facebook or something? Somehow big man Olin Tekers has come down. Freaking Albo's made his way down as well. Oh.
No, we're not mixing politics with this. No.
Hey, did Daily win on the weekend?
Daily retained her seat in Fowler Salam.
Interesting.
Daily retained her seat in Fowler.
No, but look, yeah.
Kill me.
There's been a lot of things that have happened this week as well.
massive.
The
Wedding,
election, Mariners elimination final, MacArthur Wanderers. But before we go, we had the pleasure of hosting the Q&A for the Wanderers event called One Night Only. And I'll tell you, it was definitely a good one. And one that's going to matter to UBF for the rest of our lives. Yeah. Fairy claps for UBF. There we go.
Fairy claps for you, man. That was amazing.
Oh, that, yes. Yes.
Yes, girls. Sorry, I just got into there.
That is not getting cut out.
I got into the
Anyway.
zone there, sorry.
That is.
I got into the zone there.
Exactly how you were to do it.
Man, I can't do it.
Yes, girl.
Oh, yes. Keep that in there. Well done. Amazing. Good.
Actually, mine looked 3 times less zestier than yours, but that's
Sorry,
fine.
my was in the back.
Anyway, we got to host One Night Only. The host of Q&A, sorry. Kat Haddad and Adam Peacock were hosts of the event for the night. It was an absolute pleasure, man.
It was tops. It was an incredible night. And before we go, Abs, I want to leave you with what was your favorite question that we were asked to reconvey to Juan?
It wasn't so much a question. It was more of a statement.
Tell me, because I know mine very simple.
It was Juan's birthday.
Yep.
And
One of the fans,
this lovely lady turned around. She's like, "Oh, do wish Juan a birthday. Juan a birthday." I'm like,
I took this opportunity.
I'm like, you know what? I'm like, let's take it to the next level. I'm like, let's sing happy birthday. So she wished him happy birthday. And I'm like, you know what? I just kicked it off. I'm like,
on the mic.
happy birthday. And we just started the whole 300 people in there singing happy birthday to Juan Mata. You look around the room, it was all smiles. And as the great Gab put on a LinkedIn post, it's a reminder that sport brings people together. It makes people happy.
However, the question that I got asked to ask Juan was one of the kids said that Messi or Ronaldo, and obviously instead of bringing people, that divided people. So
I had a Liverpool fan.
I had a Liverpool fan as well. I don't know what Liverpool fan was doing there, to be honest.
I don't know. I made it known.
It's a Wanderers fan.
Nah, it was good, man. It was we saw a lot of people there that night, but it was good. It was cool. Like, You know, we joke on here. I think we use this platform. Look, we use our podcast, like the podcast itself, as a
Yeah,
platform to come in and we have a laugh between the boys. And, you know, it's a good way to kind of
Talk about the week.
talk about the week. And, you know, we go out to games, we're on camera, you know, you're nice and squeaky clean, if you want to call it
Yeah,
that.
absolutely.
So it was good to kind of take that next step in our careers in the sense of like actual presenting and
Yeah,
the
absolutely.
journalism side. And, you know, we've come a long way since 18 months ago in the Bella Vista Hotel and
David Ray versus Ramsdale.
Aaron Ray, David Raya versus Ramsdale and freaking talking about the Super League coming through 3 weeks later. Like, it's been so good. Like,
Cole Palmer wasn't born yet. Anyway.
Yeah.
Abdul,
but nah. Look,
pleasure as always. And I look forward to seeing you on Saturday at the Great Wonderland. We're back.
question before we head off.
Here we go. Abdul's hot take.
What's been your favorite moment of the podcast
You can't hit me with that as we're going.
in
That takes me 15 years to think.
in the 18 months we've been around? Because we're nearing at 18. In 4 days, we'd have done this for 18 months exactly. Favorite moment of the podcast?
I'll give it to you next week.
No, I want it today.
Oh, you fucking- All four of us at the Juan Mata press conference.
Really?
The first one. That whole day. Airport, wake up, coffee, cafe. Go to someone's house, he was asleep. Wake him up. And then we're at the airport with one. And then got the pleasure of interviewing. That was mine. What about yours, Abdul?
There's a few that stick out. Sydney Derby, first one. The chaos of everything. And
I love how you just added more. You said us one, but
no, I'm trying to like sift between because that one was our first accredited game. We were on the field trying to not go in the wrong places. We walked into every wrong room that we could have walked into.
so you don't.
But, you know, we've come a long way since then. The other one, yeah, it's probably that press conference. I agree. I think it was our first moment of like, we're entering that next realm. Wednesday was big. Wednesday for me was like, you know, at the end of the day, and this might be a bit emotional, we're two boys from Western Sydney. And the fact that we've done
I
what
didn't
we've
even know
done.
this guy 20 months ago.
It's crazy. No, it's true.
It's generally crazy.
It's true. We started this thing 18 months ago. I only met Tom 19 months ago. And, you know, we've been able to form, you know, what's been a beautiful friendship.
Acquaintanceship, as you said.
An acquaintanceship.
On camera.
But no, look, it's. I think it has to be Wednesday. Wednesday was like the first, like, people putting your trust in you and showing you the other side and, you know, potentially being able to get involved with, you know, Juan and even going out to Sky Park or Malachi last week, talking to Douglas. It's been amazing getting to know some of the players and the boys. That MacArthur one's another one. Like Martin and Luke are like the two biggest players on MacArthur. And like we were just there like kicking a ball with them, and I'm like,
Abdul, mate, long live UBF.
what's on?
World Cup next year. Listen, we'll see if we go.
So here we go.
We'll see if we go.
If anyone wants to send us over, let us know.
Abdul, let us know. And get in touch. We have
Get
many.
in
We
touch.
got TikTok. We got Instagram. YouTube.
ubfpodcast@gmail.com.
Click on the link tree.
On that note, before we go, big thank you to Lightweight Athletic.
As per usual.
Use code UBF15 for 15% off all your lightweight athletic needs at lightweightathletic.com. What else? The corner post as well.
Corner post as
Massive
well.
shout out to the corner post. I need to head down to the corner post. I've been saying that for weeks.
Need to get some jerseys, mate. Sick of the Arsenal.
Oh no. Oh,
Abdul,
yeah.
been a pleasure as per usual.
Bon voyage, Thomas.
Virginia.
See you at the awards night tomorrow. Oh, we'll update you on that next week.
UBF Awards night.
No.
Oh, Abdul. Who wins best presenter? We'll leave it up to you guys. Abdul, it's been a pleasure.
John Franco wins that one.
Oh, that's good answer. Political.
Yeah.
Abdul, mate. Love you. And look forward to many more episodes where we all agree that Cole Palmer's better than Bukayo
Sure.
Saka.
Good night.
Good night. Eden Hazard's better than Alexis Sanchez.